Hi guys, this is Tonka from Hustlin, the place for makers to become Etsy superstars. And today we are talking about the biggest maker mistake on Etsy. So, let's get right into it. Maybe you already have an Etsy shop. You opened up, you uploaded your beautiful creations, and the frustration started. No sales, 2-3 views and visits per day. Yeah, maybe somebody's favoriting your items, but when you see who that is, it turns out it's your friends and neighbors. Or maybe you got a sale, but it was your mom. Or yeah, maybe you're doing a little bit better. Maybe you read a few blog posts, you watched a few videos, and you learned that they're very important things that you can do to improve your shop. For example, SEO, keywords, pictures, and you started wondering, what's wrong with my shop? Why don't I get sales? Why does this shop that has similar or even sold same items like mine, why do they have 3,000 sales and I have 0 sales? So you started tweaking your pictures, you started tweaking your titles, you changed your keywords, and you tried to have 13 tags, but you can't really find 13 tags for each item. And then nothing changed. And then usually you start feeling discouraged. You start asking your boyfriend, oh, should I close my shop? It doesn't work. What should I do? Maybe you even joined 1 or 2 Facebook groups and you start asking other makers to give you tips. And everyone is advising you to get brighter pictures or have a better background or improve your SEO or add more items or whatnot. And you try it all, but it just doesn't give you the return that you're hoping for. And most of all, you feel disappointed because you just want to create beautiful things and not to deal with taking pictures and finding keywords all day long. It's frustrating, I know it, but before you start tweaking all of these things, before you buy a DSLR camera or spend a bunch of money on a SEO service or anything, there is one mistake that all of us make on Etsy. I know I'm guilty. Like when I started my shop 6 years ago, I made this mistake as well. So I want to save you the time, frustration, and endless hours of reading blog posts and watching videos and like trying to figure what's wrong by actually telling you there is nothing wrong with your shop. There is nothing wrong with your shop or with you or with your creations or with your prices. That's not it. That's not it. The biggest mistake that we all make on Etsy is actually treating our Etsy shop like an experiment and not like a real business. Let me tell you what I mean. Imagine that you had a real shop, like on your street or on a main street in your town, and you were opening up for business and you were going to start selling your creations there. Just imagine that for a moment. Instead of having the Etsy shop online, you had that real shop on a main street in your town. You already should feel differently about it. You know, you should already start thinking like, oh, I would approach it completely differently. I would go there, talk with the people who have shops nearby, look at the traffic of people who are coming and going, think about the decoration of the shop, have a huge banner with my name, with my shop name or something like that. Just imagine how differently you would approach that compared to an Etsy shop. Well, you might be doing that. I don't know your specific case, so I don't know your shop, so you might be already doing that. But most of us, and me personally, when I started first on Etsy 6 years ago, I listed one of my grandma's doilies because they were handmade, and I thought, okay, I can try selling them and help my grandma. I listed some paper bangles, like 2. And I also had, I think, a bead necklace that I had made years ago, and I just didn't want anymore. So I had like 4 or 5 items, and yeah, nothing sold for a few months. In fact, after a few months, my grandma's doilies sold. That was pretty cool. But generally, hi, very nice to see you. Thank you for my live viewers. And the biggest mistake that we all make on Etsy is treating Etsy differently than a normal store. It is pretty a common mistake. Everybody makes it. And as you learn more about Etsy, you realize there is nothing different in an Etsy shop than in a regular store. You still need to put the time. You still need to invest your efforts and money and to learn about business. You still need to treat it like a real, genuine business. Because if you don't, you will only get the results that you invest in. If you only spend 1 hour to open your shop and upload 4 products like I did, well, you only get the return of 1 hour of effort. And honestly, imagine how much time and effort you would put into your real shop, wouldn't you? You would like paint it, decorate it, tell everybody about it, and really treat it differently. I know, because before I had this mindset, I was treating my Etsy shop like a online experiment. Like, I will list some stuff and see what happens. Well, what happens is nothing. Unfortunately, what happens is really nothing. So this is the biggest mistake that we all make. We have unrealistic expectations. We think that Etsy will do all the work for us. We think that listing something on Etsy, uploading a few products, and opening the shop is enough. But it wouldn't be enough in real life. Unless you're like on the main street and there is so much traffic. But even then, if you have 4 products in your shop, people can only buy these 4 products. And you can't really make lots of money with that. And so, think about it, and I don't know, it might be different for you, as I said before, but most of us really treat Etsy as somebody who has to work for us. You know, I tried on Etsy, I opened the shop, so now my items are automatically supposed to sell. It just doesn't work like that. The mindset and expectations that we have from Etsy are the biggest problem that every maker has. And I see it all the time. We try to tell ourselves that Etsy is a huge marketplace and I have to put my items there and they'll sell. But it just doesn't work like that. Selling on Etsy requires the same effort, the same time investment, not the same money investment. We are lucky about that, but it requires some money investment as well if you want to be successful. So if you want a real working business, a real shop that is going to bring you real income on Etsy, you have to treat it with respect, you know. Respect it, y'all. Yeah, you have to respect your shop. You have to give it the time, you have to give it the effort, give it the thought that actually it will require your attention, it will require you to learn some things, it will require you to constantly change, be flexible, and yeah, grow it. You are the one who is going to grow your Etsy shop, not anyone else. Etsy won't grow your shop. Etsy won't do that for you. On the contrary, Etsy actually loves shops that know the rules and that play by the e-commerce rules, and that they know that they need a brand, they need a good selection of items, they need great photography, they need all of these things to actually sell online. When you look at Etsy's emails, for example, if you haven't subscribed for them, you should subscribe right now. If you look at Etsy's marketing emails, you see that the shops they promote, they're pretty awesome. They have a cohesive brand, they have a look, they have a feel, you want to admire them, and you're like, wow, how, why am I not selling and they are? Well, check the differences. They're taking their business seriously. No matter if you're selling online or offline or whatever, your craft or designs or whatever, you need to take it seriously. You need to treat it with respect. You need to respect yourself. You put so much effort into your creations, so give them what they deserve. Give them the attention for marketing and for promoting and growing the business that they deserve. You spend so much time making them. So that's actually the biggest mistake that all of the makers that I talk to make or have made, me including. And this comes before everything else. This comes before keywords, before pictures, before promotion, before marketing, advertising, before everything else comes the mindset and expectations that we have for our Etsy shops. If you want to be a successful maker, if you want to be an Etsy superstar, you need to treat your shop with respect. You need to think about it in the same way that you think as a regular store on your in the main street of your town. That's basically it. That's the biggest mistake. It's in the mindset. I know that it's not a cheap trick that you can apply and get more sales, but this will set you up for success because, well, you know that an Etsy shop requires you to put the effort into it. I hope this helps, and go back to your shop, to your Etsy shop, look at it and ask yourself, am I treating this shop the same way I would be treating a regular shop on the street? Ask yourself this question. You don't need to answer to me. You can answer to yourself. You're the one who wants to be an Etsy superstar. So go back to your shop, ask this question to yourself, and start thinking differently about it. You'll see that everything will change.